are here for you.
We need weed! Free the weed! We need weed! Free the weed! Free the...
With the sequester cuts and the furlough days starting to take effect, some people think the government should consider all avenues into helping with the deficit, including the legalization of marijuana.
Weed! When do we want it? Now! What's safer? Weed! It is a great event. We are trying to legalize in Georgia. There are patients dying out here because they don't have care, they don't have treatment. There's people dying out here because they're not medicating properly, and drugs are taking over the society, and we need to get back to our natural plant. Free the weed!
Free the weed!
Well, I would say that every objective study on marijuana has concluded that it's far less harmful than alcohol for the consumer and the community, and it's irrational to punish adults who are making the choice to use the less harmful substance. We could be using law enforcement resources to deal with much more serious problems, and we could be generating significant new tax revenue that would benefit communities. And
realize the harms that prohibition's causing. The fact that you can't go to school, or if you do, you have to have rich parents to pay for it. That you can't, get public assistance if you want it. You can't get a job anymore nowadays.
Marijuana supporters continue to spread the message that marijuana is a safer alternative, and a lot of people have become advocates based on their own experience with the plant and their experience with the police.
Twice. I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2007. Since then, the one thing that's really helped me is medical marijuana. It's alleviated my PTSD, my stress, my anxiety, all the symptoms that go along with it, without having to medicate myself into a coma with all different kinds of medications.
Later, after no investigation, I had the Appalachian Drug Task Force in my house beating our doors down. They pulled my kid out of bed with a gun to her head. And they searched our house for 3 hours and found 1.5 grams of marijuana. Barely enough to roll a decent joint.
When you think about, the chain of the people that are impacted by it, it's just not the inmate, it's their children, it's their mothers, it goes on forever, and it just seems wrong that we're okay with condoning alcohol use and pharmaceutical use, but adults can't use cannabis, or could be incarcerated or lose their children. I mean, Lindsay Reinhart, fellow Moms for Marijuana, had her kids taken away from her for having a small amount of bud, and she has MS.
The way the laws are, unfortunately, back where I live, it's definitely a lot nice to be able to come out here and enjoy to recreate and medicate legally and not have to worry about the unfortunate laws like we have back home.
In about 165 days, January 1 of 2014, we will be one of the centers that opens recreationally. And what that means is that any adult 21 or over from anywhere in the world can come in and show us an ID here, and they can come into our center and purchase cannabis.
In Denver, Colorado, where it is legal to use marijuana for recreational use, people at the 710 Cup boast about how this industry has helped change their lives financially.
I was a network engineer, 15 years in the trade. So, my salary is around $100,000 a year. That went kapooey, and I'm right in the same salary. I'm able to actually make the same amount of money that I was making before, provide for my family, help my community, create jobs.
I actually don't grow or sell or have any dispensaries. We sell incredible pipes and accessories. We've definitely done over a few $1 million in business in Colorado.
And 2 days later, after he flew out here, he had a job, and then 5 weeks later, he flew down to Arizona to pick me up. And when I came up here, I had a job within 5 days.
So $40 million every year from cannabis sales goes into our educational system, whether it's revamping new schools, putting IT in schools that don't have it. It's just amazing to think about what we can do on the state level, employing thousands and thousands of people in the medical industry in Colorado. We're leasing unleasable industry space, millions and millions of square feet of industrial space. We're redeveloping and revamping dilapidated buildings. This building was abandoned and 150 years old when I took it over, and now I'm paying more than average retail pricing for it, and it's a win-win for everybody.
If the country keeps going the way that we're going, it's going to be very helpful to a lot of vets, especially ones that are afraid to try medical marijuana just because of the stigma that's surrounding it.
Right now, we're spending hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars maintaining marijuana prohibition. So that's all money that we would be able to save or redirect toward other types of programs and enforcing other more serious laws of violent crime and so on. Of course, we'd also be generating hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars nationwide in tax revenue, both at the state and the federal as well as at the local levels.
Cannabis, ever. Nobody should ever be hurt for it. We need to just legalize it and make it a safe alternative for everybody.
Don't get left. Come on, get on the train. No. Choo, choo. Get on the weed train. Choo, choo. Get on the weed train. Choo, choo. Get on the weed train. Choo, choo.
Pass.
I'm in Atlanta. Choo, choo. Okay, what